They called him Veten Mick, short for Veteran Mick, but they never said it with respect. Mick Rawlins, 34, had served 2 tours overseas and came back to Marlow Ridge with a military pension, a limp in his right leg, and silence he wore like armor. He didn't go to bars. Didn't show up at town hall meetings. He didn't even attend Veterans Day. And in a town like Marlow Ridge, that made you strange. His home was a modest cabin tucked at the forest's edge, where the trees stood tall like sentinels and the air always smelled of pine and distant storms. He built the porch himself, chopped his own wood, grew his own food. Some days he didn't say a word to another soul. The townspeople made up stories. He's rigged traps all over the forest. He's paranoid. Probably got a bunker under that cabin. He talks to trees like they talk back. Kids dared each other to leave notes on his door. Teenagers left beer cans near his trail just to rile him up. And once, when a hiker sprained an ankle near the tree line, someone said, maybe Mick finally snapped. He didn't argue. He didn't defend himself. But every night, he sat on his porch, his eyes scanning the horizon as if he were still on watch. A faded photo rested beside him, 5 young soldiers, dusty uniforms, wide smiles. All but one gone now. The last one was Mick. And when no one was watching, he talked to them. Still here, he'd whisper. Still on post. The fire came quietly at first, a dark column of smoke like a bruise against the summer sky. By morning, it had crossed 2 ridge lines, and by afternoon, it was on the town's doorstep. Evacuations began. Sirens screamed. Helicopters cut the sky. But in the chaos, something got lost. A group of local Boy Scouts had gone out for a 2-night hike past Fireline Ridge. No signal. No GPS. No return. Search and rescue called it off. Too dangerous, said the fire chief. We don't have the time. Or the manpower. And as the town gathered in the high school gym, praying, pleading, no one volunteered. Except Mick. No one saw him slip out the back. No one heard him load his gear, not military grade anymore, just the essentials, compass, canteen, paracord, flare, and that old map, worn to the seams. He folded it 3 times and tucked it into his coat like it was scripture. As the wind howled and fire crept over the hills, Mick didn't run from it. He walked into the trees. He knew these woods like he knew the rhythm of breath. Knew which ridges would burn first. Where the fire breaks were. Where a scared kid might hide. I spent years learning how to get people out alive, he whispered. I'm not done. Night fell. Ash danced in the wind like bitter snow. The fire turned orange against the sky, and the trees screamed. And somewhere out there, 6 kids were waiting. The town believed they were lost. The fire had taken too much. Helicopters circled the hills, but the smoke was too thick. Too fast. Until someone screamed. A shape emerged from the tree line, limping, dragging something behind. It was Mick. His right arm was burned, face streaked in ash, eyes wild with adrenaline and exhaustion. Tied behind him with paracord was a homemade sled, 2 long branches, tarp wrapped around. On it lay a boy, unconscious but breathing. Behind them, like ghosts through the smoke, 5 more kids stumbled forward, coughing, wide-eyed, tears cutting lines through soot. Mick collapsed at the fire truck's front bumper, reaching up to press a small object into the firefighter's palm. A dog tag. Not his own. Found it, in the ashes, he muttered. Couldn't leave it behind. Paramedics rushed in. The kids were pulled to safety. And the town watched, stunned, as the man they mocked, the man they feared, was taken away on a stretcher, one burnt hand still clenched tight around that old map. He'd circled an area the size of a football field. In the middle of it, he'd set a controlled backburn, an old military tactic. He'd created a safe zone. He'd drawn the line, not with tape, but with fire.